Welcome to this presentation. I'm going to tell you how to successfully interview. I'm Dr. Catherine Prado-Lefkowitz with Nurse Muse. So let's get started. You might be asking yourself, why should I worry about this now? Well, let me just tell you, as a nursing student, you will have ample opportunities to interview for programs, leadership positions, and eventually for your first nursing job. So these are good tips and tricks to know now so that you know what to prepare for if you want to be chosen to be on a specific unit, but you have to go through an interview process as a nursing student, or if you want to apply to be the president of the Student Nurses Association, you're probably going to be interviewed. So these are great tips to have in your back pocket. So here's an interview checklist I created for you. So I don't care if you're female or male, you need to buy at least one professional suit. One professional suit. That's all you need in the beginning of your career. You're going to research the position you want. And when you're reading about the position, they will usually have a job expectations site, and they'll tell you exactly what they are looking for in their new hire. So you can write your cover letter specific to the job you are applying for and use the information they provided in their job description. If they talk about they want somebody with strong leadership experience, give small examples of that in your cover letter. It doesn't have to be in nursing. You could be a strong leader at Starbucks or a strong leader wherever you're working now. So use what they're giving you and incorporate that into your cover letter. You want to ensure that your resume or CV is current and up to date. And then you're going to send in the cover letter and resume. You've sent your cover letter and resume in, and now it's your turn to research, research, research. You need to go into that interview knowing the organization's missions, values, and beliefs. You need to be able to provide a detailed answer to the question that everyone usually starts with is, why do you want to work here? Do your homework. You can talk about how you've researched the organization's missions, values, and beliefs, and it aligns with yours. Anyway, make it clear that you have researched what this place is all about and why you feel that you would be a great fit. These days, interviewers usually ask about scenarios. It's no longer what's your name, when can you start? They're going to ask you scenarios such as, tell me a time when you had a difficult time with a coworker. This is not the time to badmouth people. The interviewer wants to know a brief synopsis of what happened and the steps you took to resolve the issue. Then end it with a positive statement such as, we learned it was miscommunication and we have since been vigilant about having more communication between the two of us. Now these interview techniques are getting more and more complex. So you can look up on the web and actually get some sample interview questions. Pick out about 10, think about them, maybe write down answers to them because you can usually incorporate that into the questions you're asked. But here are some examples to start with. Tell me about a time when you worked on an effective team. How do you handle dissatisfied customers or patients? Describe a time when you had to learn a new skill on the job. They want to make sure that you're adaptable to learning. How do you react when you witness a colleague practicing improper work behavior? Are you going to run to the CEO of the company? Or are you going to talk to that person individually and quietly? Tell me about a time when you were the expert on a subject XYZ. What is your proudest professional accomplishment? So these are just some examples to get your wheels spinning, because know that these days the interviewer is going to ask you these types of questions, and you have to be prepared to articulate your answers in a coherent manner. So practice. Make sure you are not late to the interview, and I suggest being 15 minutes early. You never have a second chance to make a first impression. So you're going to be early. You're going to be pleasant when you speak with the front desk person. Bring 3 copies of your resume on paper, because normally the interviewer needs one, and then if they like you, they'll probably give another copy to the hiring manager. Anyway, bring 3 copies so that they have them right there in front of you. Ask the interviewer where he or she would like you to sit. Smile, take a deep breath, and really turn on your ears to listen to the questions being asked of you. Do not go off on tangents. You will be asked if you have any questions. Why, yes. Yes, you do, because you have researched the facility. Have them written out so you appear prepared, and you have truly prepared for this question. Don't jump straight to money. We're not going to talk about money right now. We're going to talk about what is the culture like in this company. Is this a facility where everyone expects to work as a team? Will I be supported in my role? How long is orientation? Or you can have some questions that begin with, in my research on the company, I see XYZ. How does that affect the nurses or nursing students working on the floor? So we're going to steer away from money, because they don't want somebody just coming in for the money. They want to have a good fit who can critically think about the process of being onboarded in this facility. At the end of the interview, you are going to politely ask the interviewer's card so you can write a follow-up email to that person. The follow-up email should be sent within 12 hours after the interview. In the email, you're going to let them know you appreciate their time, that the organization's values and missions are in line with your own. Thank the interview for answering your questions, and let him know you are excited to move on with the position. At the end of the interview, you're going to shake the interviewer's hand, a firm handshake where you look him in the eye and tell him you appreciate his time and thank him once more. I have over here on the right some illegal and legal questions that are allowed and not allowed for an interviewer to ask. So if you're in an interview and you start getting these illegal questions, you can either confront the person and say that's an illegal question, or you can choose not to answer, because in the back of your mind you already know that this is not the proper way to run an interview. So just FYI.